With the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales behind us, do not think for a single second that it's over for deals. Nope, now starts the holiday/winter deals. For example, lots of places are doing that Switch 2 with Mario Kart Bundle deal for the same price as the regular Switch 2 system itself. That's pretty awesome, as you pretty much get the game for free. I'll have a link to that deal down below, and of course I've been reporting on other holiday deals in the Discord. But for today, I'm here to talk about some eShop deals because, as you guessed, there's lots of great deals already popping up on the eShop. I think you're going to be really happy with today's video. There's good games on sale for as low as $2 on the eShop. There's game collections and bundle deals for deep discounts, and lots more fun games that I want to talk about today. Oh yes, enough delay, let's dive right into it. Thank goodness you're here. That's the name of this game that is dubbed a slapformer. It's basically a comedy adventure game that has you playing as a very small salesman who explores the fictional town of Barnsworth while helping the inhabitants of the town with their problems. As the salesman, you can move objects, break them too, talk to characters, or even slap things, with that last bit coming in handy, no pun intended there, quite often. There's some light puzzles to solve, yes, but really, the game's focus is on seeing what you can do, and the comedy that results from your experimentation. Its focus is almost in the same vein as the game entitled Goose Game, with that kind of sort of mindset of experimentation and seeing what you can do, and the funny results that can occur from all that. If you're looking for a game to take your mind off of things, something to make you laugh, then this game will fit the bill. It's funny as all heck, with lots of slapstick humor, and I gotta admit, it's pretty darn good. It'll bring a smile to your face. It's on sale for its biggest discount yet on the eShop for the holiday season. It's 40% off. It's $11.99 on the US eShop until December 27th. Terror of Hemasaurus is pretty much a modern version of the arcade game Rampage. In this game you play as one of 4 kaiju-like monsters, like the Hemasaurus, who is a green dinosaur-like kaiju, like a certain famous one, and you get to rampage through cities, destroying everything in your path. And yes, you can even eat the people. I love the amount of carnage and destruction you can do in this game, plus there's a lot of humor here. It's just good, silly fun. Oh, and this game has 4-player local co-op too, which is always a plus. Like I said, this is pretty much a modern version, perhaps a better version, of the gameplay formula too. It's on sale for its biggest discount yet, of 58% off on the eShop. So that means it's $6.29 on the US eShop currently. Borderlands Collection Pandora's Box contains everything Borderlands that's available on the Nintendo Switch. And I mean everything. It has the Game of the Year edition of Borderlands 1. It includes the Handsome Collection, which has Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. It has the Ultimate Edition of Borderlands 3, as well as it includes the games Tales from Borderlands and New Tales from Borderlands. Plus, it includes all the DLC, and I mean all the freaking DLC, and expansions for every game in the collection. Like I said, it has everything. If you want the Borderlands games for your system, and you do not own any of them yet, then the Pandora's Box is the best way to go for the maximum amount of savings. It's $37.49 on the US eShop, 75% off their normal MSRP. KLONOA Phantasy Reverie series contains HD remasters of 2 games in the series, an HD remaster of the remake of the first game, as well as the HD remaster of the second game that originally came out on the PS2. They look great here, especially on Switch 2, where the games are pretty much locked at 60 FPS on there. If you've never played these games before, just know you're in for a real treat. These are some really fun, quality platformers, some of the best ones from their time that are not made by Nintendo. The collection is on sale for $9.99 on the US eShop. That is a darn good price for these gems. The Tomb Raider Remastered collections are pretty good. Aspire's best work yet are represented in these collections. They have done an excellent job in remastering these classics. New visuals and lighting and details, but they still keep the essence of the original games. They look good with the new visual looks, but you can still flip back to the old visual styles at any time with the press of a button. Additionally, they have included an option to use a more modern control scheme if you wish for each of the games. And in the case for the 4 through 6 Remastered collection, Aspyr has even gone out of the way to address some of the issues that affected some of the later entries, making them far better to play now. I personally feel like these are the best ways to play the classic games now. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered is on sale for 70% off. It's just $8.99 on the US eShop, which is honestly a steal for that. And the second collection, 4 through 6 Remastered, is on sale for 35% off. It's $19.49 on the US eShop. There's also an option to get the games in a bundle as well, where it contains both collections in that bundle, with the bundle on sale for 50% off. Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered Collection is basically the Tomb Raider remastered treatment for the two Soul Reaver games. The games have new remastered visuals and lighting and such, though again, you can flip back to the original visuals with the press of a button. And the games have improvements, such as improved camera controls, along with a modern control scheme option, as well as an in-game map and compass. Plus, the collection includes stuff like a day and night cycle that was originally cut from the first game, and some neat bonuses, such as an in-game photo mode. The collection is on sale for its biggest discount yet, for the holidays, with a discount of 60% off on the eShop, which means it's $11.99 on the US eShop. In Very Valet, up to 4 players must work together to park cars in various Valet challenges. While that may sound simple, trust me, things get chaotic real quick as you try to figure out how to park those cars as fast as you can with all the nonsense and obstacles that will try to stop your progress. If you like chaotic games like Overcooked or Moving Out, then you'll probably like this one. There's a nice variety to the minigames, this is a good party game, and it's pretty darn cheap to get on the eShop. At 80% off, it's $2.99 on the US eShop until the 15th. There's a demo you can check out if you're curious. Going Under is a roguelite that has you playing as an unpaid intern as she journeys beneath her workplace to explore the ruins of failed startups and businesses. You get to explore these randomly generated dungeons while using items found in each room, mainly as weapons, to shoot, smack around, and beat up every monster and enemy that stands in your way. Those items can be anything: a houseplant, a monster bone, or even a steel chair. Along the way, you can get access to skills and apps that can net you abilities to help you out in your adventuring. This is a really fun game, one that I've spotlighted many times on the channel. It's good fun, and just in time for the holidays, it's back on sale at the all-time low price of $3.99 on the US eShop, 80% off the MSRP. The remake of The House of the Dead is some good zombie shooting fun. The remake here on the eShop sports a new visual look for the game, with modern controls along with an option for gyro controls. There's lots of unlockable weapons, a photo mode, and even a new game mode. At 90% off, it's only $2.49 on the US eShop. It is stupidly cheap at that price. For those with a Switch 2, in addition to the improved loading and improved gyro controls, the game operates at a smooth 60 FPS on there. Crow Country is an old-school style survival horror game that does very well with its creepy vibes, retro looks, and narrative that echoes the horror classics from yesteryear. In this game, you explore an abandoned theme park, which is always a good time, while trying to survive against the horrors, as well as solving puzzles along the way. Its core gameplay is very much inspired by games like the older Resident Evil games, the Alone in the Dark games, and stuff like that. It's been very well received by survival horror fans, based on the reviews for the game. It's currently on sale for its biggest discount yet, 50% off, which means it's $9.99 on the US eShop. Night Slashers was a very fun arcade game, a beat-em-up from Data East that originally came out in the early 90s. It was a unique beat-em-up at the time because it basically had you fighting against zombies and various horror monsters. Not too many arcade games really embraced the horror theme at the time. This one did, and it was pretty awesome for that. In the last few years, the game has received a remake which sports a new HD visual art style, a remastered soundtrack, new enhanced controls, a up to 4-player multiplayer option, and other tweaks and bonuses. It's on sale at its biggest discount yet, 66% off, which means it's just $3.39 on the US eShop. Crown Trick is a wonderful roguelike RPG that has you exploring procedurally generated mazes that are different each time you enter a dungeon. Unlike most of the action-oriented style roguelike games of the modern era, this game is more of a callback to roguelikes of yesteryear, with turn-based movements and actions. Monsters only move when you move, for example. They only attack after you do an action, and so on and so forth. So with this game, there's much more of an emphasis on planning out your actions, combat, and movements. Basically, the gameplay is very similar to the mystery dungeon games, if you ever played those. There's a lot to discover, over 100 different monsters to do combat with, tons of puzzles and challenges to solve, and lots of skills, relics, and items to obtain. There's a lot of stuff within this game. It's on sale for its biggest discount yet on the eShop. It has a discount of 90% off. It's just $1.99 on the US eShop. That's such an insanely good deal for this. If you love the mystery dungeon games, dungeon crawler games of that sort, then you shouldn't miss out on this deal. Yoku's Island Express is a very unique Metroidvania that has you controlling the main character Yoku through pinball mechanics. Yes, that might sound weird, but actually works out so well with this game. You explore, gather upgrades, battle bosses, just like other action platformers, but this time through the power of pinball. This game is a blast to play, it's a really fun Metroidvania, and it's only $1.99 on the US eShop. Yes, it's back to its all-time low price, just in time for the holidays. It's simply a steal at that price. Rogue Heroes: Ruins of Tasos is a roguelite adventure game that is inspired by the 2D Zelda games, particularly A Link to the Past, and the Four Swords mode that was a thing on the Game Boy Advance version of that game. Journey solo or with up to 3 other players in 4-player co-op in local or online play as you journey through 4 procedurally generated dungeons to save the land. The gameplay for this one is solid. It's a good multiplayer game, especially with the discount it has going on. It's back at its all-time low price of $1.99 on the US eShop until December 23rd. Monster Sanctuary is a mashup of Metroidvania gameplay elements and, believe it or not, monster collecting, aka Pokemon elements. In this one you explore and use the monster abilities to solve puzzles, or you also collect monsters and evolve them, and of course, battle them in combat. As silly as it might sound in concept, this is actually pretty fun. It's got online PvP, as well as it has a lot of replayability, with the ability to randomize elements of the game, as well as there's permadeath gameplay modes too. It's on sale for its biggest discount yet, 90% off on the eShop, which means it's only $1.99 on the US eShop. That's freaking cheap. The Moving Out games are some fun, chaotic games that have you tasked with moving objects to your moving truck within a time limit. Very often you'll need to be creative and throw objects through windows, slingshot them across the map, or use the power of physics to get the job done. These games are so much fun to play, more so in multiplayer. You can team up with others in local or online play and up to 4-player co-op. The bundle of the 2 games has an insanely good deal going on right now. It's 80% off on the eShop, which means it's $8.99 on the US eShop. It's never been that deeply discounted before. Heck, even if you own the first game, the bundle is still good, because the second game by itself has never been this cheap before either, by a long shot. The King of Fighters 13 is one heck of a fighting game. Many fighting game fans consider this to be one of the very best games in the series. The gameplay in this one is rock solid, with some of the best depth in the series, with a well-rounded roster of characters to play with, 36 in all. The Global Match Edition on Switch is a remastered release that includes rollback netcode for online play. It is a darn good edition of the game. It's currently on sale for 50% off for the holidays, $9.99 on the US eShop. Another great fighting game is the 2019 entry in the Samurai SHODOWN series, which, believe it or not, holds up quite well on the original Switch, though I'll admit it's better on Switch 2, with its much faster loading times, improving the speed of things. The gameplay in this one is as great as ever, with a nice varied roster of characters. The game is a lot of fun. There's various modes to enjoy, including online play with this one. The Deluxe Edition includes the Season 1 Character Pass, which adds 4 new characters, and it's back on sale for 80% off. It's $11.99 on the US eShop. The Samurai SHODOWN NEOGEO Collection is the definitive collection of the classic NEOGEO Samurai SHODOWN series. It has games 1 through 5 in the series, as well as the special version of 5, and the rather new Perfect Edition of the 5th game as well. You can choose between the Japanese and English MVS arcade versions, and in addition to the local multiplayer options, there is online multiplayer too. Finally, there's things like a museum mode, which includes over 2,000 pieces of documents and images that give you a glimpse behind the making of the games, as well as there's a sound player with over 200 tracks that you can listen to. $9.99 on the US eShop, this collection is a no-brainer pickup for any fan of fighting games. NEOGEO Pocket Color Selection Volume 1 is a pretty good collection of games that originally appeared on the NEOGEO Pocket. Many of the titles in this collection are some of the best games that appeared on the handheld. It has SNK, Gal Fighters, Samurai SHODOWN 2, King of Fighters R2, The Last Blade, Beyond the Destiny, Fatal Fury, First Contact, SNK vs. Capcom, The Match of the Millennium, Metal Slug First Mission, and Second Mission. Plus it has Dark Arms, Beast Buster 1999, and Big Tournament Golf. Yeah, this collection is a little heavy-handed on fighting games, but this is SNK that we're talking about. Nevertheless, don't think for a second that because these games originally appeared on a handheld, that these games are not worth playing. These are actually some really good games that still hold up, yes, even the fighting games, and this collection as a whole is a great representation of the quality of games that the handheld had. The collection is on sale for 50% off currently. It's been a while since Hamster, the publisher of the Arcade Archive series, has done a sale. This week, they finally put some more of their NEOGEO arcade games on sale for 50% off. Some of these have never been discounted before, like The Last Blade 2, which is my pick as the big highlight from the sale. This is a fantastic weapons-based fighting game from SNK that came out during their late arcade days. This game is so good, and the gameplay is very deep. I used to play this all the time on the Sega Dreamcast. For $4 on the US eShop, I think it's a no-brainer for any fighting game fan. Other highlights from the sale, there's Sengoku 3, a very good SNK beat-em-up, which was another very late arcade release for them, as well as there's Area of Fighters 2, which is a solid shoot-em-up, and the King of Fighters 2002, which is one of the better entries in the classic King of Fighters series. The other 5 SNK games on sale are Thras Rally, Art of Fighting 2, Cyberlip, Z-Blade, and Super Sidekicks. The sale ends for these games on December 11th. Finally, I want to point out that Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is now available for Switch 2. The upgrade pack for the Switch 1 version of the game to upgrade it to the Switch 2 version is on sale for 50% off until December 12th. If you managed to get the Switch 1 version on sale for $30 on that Black Friday deal that I pointed out on the Discord, then congrats! You can get the Switch 2 version on sale for $5 more. Also, before I move on, I'd like to point out for my Australian peeps, I simply have no clue what they are doing with the pricing of the upgrade pack over there. I mean, I get your prices are normally high, but goodness, the normal MSRP is supposed to be like 23 Australian dollars over there, which is freaking nuts compared to everywhere else. But anyway, give this video a like if you appreciate it, that lets me know if you liked it, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you do not miss out on any future videos. Stay frosty, my friends. I'm sure for most of us that's pretty easy during this time of year. But anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you soon on the next video.